hard work. Don't go in on a shot of me washing a carrot. That is not okay. Really hurts your eyes. This is so annoying. We're gonna do some white pepper. Amy? Oh. I didn't want you to leave. My eyes are watering. Anyway, back to this. I'm so happy with that. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I did a little bit of a boo-boo here and I lost a little bit of the footage, so it's going to be a little bit choppy and a little bit random, but the recipe is still going to be intact. The cooking is going to be still intact. The angles of the cameras may not be, but that's okay, we'll work through it. So bear with me, subscribe, like the post, tell me what you want me to cook as well, and we'll go from there. See ya! Spring rolls. Yum, delicious. We've got some pork here. What I'm going to do is grate some of this guy into it. Again, don't love it, but doesn't matter. We've got a bowl for our offcuts. So what I'll actually do is weigh this so that I can give you guys an actual recipe. Kitchen scales, if you don't have them, get yourself some. They are absolutely amazing. So that's about 500 grams of pork. Go back to 0. Yep, cool. Box grater. We're gonna peel the taro because you don't want this woody end of the taro. It's so taro is a little bit like a potato, except the flavor is not like a potato. It's quite starchy, so it's really good for roasties and things like that. It's great as a binding agent. So even though it goes in as a root vegetable, it really does help bind the dough or the filling of the spring roll. You want to grate this kind of on the biggest side of the box grater because you want it to have a little bit of texture still. Like, oh God, this taro takes ages. All right, I'm gonna cut this smaller so it's easier for me to grate. We're gonna grate just like a medium-sized carrot as well. Look, if you wanna peel it, peel it. I don't really peel my carrots. It's more fiber. Don't go in on a shot of me washing a carrot. That is not okay. All right, so this carrot is 100 maybe? 70. All right, that's great for the compost. All right, obviously I'm giving you 500 grams of meat, 150 grams of taro, 100 grams of carrot, but if it goes a little bit this way, a little bit of that way, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna like change the entire recipe. It's fine, it's not baking. All right. Don't do what I've just done. I just grated and put it into the bowl. What you need to do is actually soak these guys because they take about 10 minutes and they could have been soaking while I was doing all of this, but now I've got to soak them. We're gonna pour some hot water into them. It's fine to put this together. All you're doing is rehydrating both. Chill out. It's all going into the mix anyway. We're gonna throw some of this into the bin. Not that one, that's the compost. While that's happening, this will take about 5-10 minutes. You'll know because this will become quite bouncy. Right now it's hard, but it will become quite bouncy. The thread noodles will become quite soft and almost see-through. That's what you're looking for. Back to him. The kettle can go back too. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bunches, four stems of spring onions, probably. That sounds about right. We're gonna give him a little bit of a choppy chop. Yeah, so you just want it to kind of disperse throughout the entire mixture. So you want to just chop it pretty finely. All right, this goes in here. Revolutionary, isn't it? Mum wants an onion. She told me that usually an onion goes in, but I don't think a whole onion would go into that. That's a lot. So I'm gonna use half, maybe even less, of a brown onion. Just get rid of these manky bits. This is also, this whole bowl, actually, this bowl, all of that stuff, if you're not gonna put it into a compost, easily put it into a broth. Put it into some bones, cook it up, make your own stock. It's all flavor. This is flavor. It might seem dirty, but it's yum. Box grater back. You can chop it really fine if you want to, but if you're lazy, let's grate it. It does release a lot of moisture when you grate it because you're breaking up all those cells that kind of hold on to the moisture, but that's fine. You're just kind of wanting this flavor through it. The onion actually doesn't provide so much texture because I don't actually like that crunch from raw onion that's partially cooked, because you know how you have to cook down onions for a long time for them to become softened. So if you do this, it actually helps that process along. Back to this. That goes in. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. That can go. We're done here, moving on. Chicken bouillon powder is literally the heaven, and it's like the heart of Vietnamese cooking. So you use this instead of using sugar because it adds a little bit of sweetness and savouriness. A teaspoon of white pepper. Let's go a teaspoon and a half. That flavour of white pepper is really nice. Yeah, teaspoon and a half. It seems like a lot, but it disperses through and it gives it a nice kick. 2 nice pinches. So these are salt flakes, so they're less salty than the table salt that you would have at home sometimes. With these guys, they're quite fine already, but I do like them to kind of be bite-sized, so they're not like chewy. So I just run my knife through it really roughly. If there's longer pieces, whatever. We're gonna use the whole packet of noodles, because yum. This texture, it's so weird. We're gonna chop that up as well. But just rough, you don't want it to be really, really fine. You just want it to kind of disperse evenly through the mince mixture. It smells so good. Yeah, let's just take some more of those noodles. Have a play around. It's not gonna matter too much. I'm gonna clean this down because I don't want to put the bowl onto a surface with 100,000 things on it. So it just means more washing up later. Alright. Quick wash of my hands. It's Corona, so it's really important that we're always washing our hands. I do sing along to a song when I do this. Do you sing along? Wait, I do sing along to a song when I do this. Do you sing along to a song? Because tell me what it is below. And if you can guess what my song is, maybe if you've paid attention, you already know what my song is. But yeah, I sing a little song. Okay, with this, mix it up. Get your hands dirty. Get in there. You want it all combined, and then I almost forgot one key ingredient. An egg. Binds everything together. This is gonna be so messy. Oh, not so messy. Pop it in, mix it about, get it incorporated. This smells so yum. Alright, that is the mixture all done. With the pork mince, make sure that you get a pork mince that's quite fatty. With things that you're frying and that's wrapped in a vessel, when it's not a fatty piece of meat, it will dry out. It will become not yum. So make it yum, use something fatty. So, I accidentally lost some of my footage, which means that you're still gonna get the cutaways of me rolling, but my sister and I are gonna show you how to roll the spring rolls again. You're fine with that? Yeah. Cool, let's roll. I've already started packing stuff away, so we've got a little container here with all of the mixture that we were gonna do a little bit later. Luckily, we didn't finish it all, so we can keep going. Really simple. We're actually gonna be a lot better at it this time because we've done it. So it's about a tablespoon of mixture right in the center. Maybe a little bit more than a tablespoon. It depends on how much filling you kind of want. You put heaps in, don't you?
Oh, not really.
You always, before you did so much more than me. All right, a little bit of an egg wash, just the top of the pastry. Nice little roll. So what I've done is I've actually, my sheets were quite large. They're squares. So what I've done is I've actually cut them into rectangles, triangles even, triangles, so that they are a little bit smaller because I don't like the spring rolls too big. Amy's doing it with the triangle only, but I'm going to actually show you guys a little something that my mother taught me to make all of the spring rolls uniform. So what I do is just grab a little sheet. There's a knife here. We're just going to slice that into quarters. Sweet. Now, what you do is you put the filling into the little square rectangle thing that you've just made. Same amount of filling. But what this does, it protects the filling. So when you roll it in the triangle a little bit later, you can't see it. So when you fry it, you get this beautiful uniform color on the outside, so you don't see any of the filling show through. Whereas the way that Amy does it, still delicious, still yum, but sometimes you see a little bit of the filling and it's just not as pretty. And this way, you also get really, really crunchy pastry, which is always a plus. Little dab dab. Hey, I'll give you $5 if you eat that raw. $10? What if I give you all my turnips on Animal Crossing?
No, don't want them.
Okay. Oh, I didn't show you guys how it looked at the end. That's okay. We'll do it on the next one. All right, so to make it into a triangle, all I did was slice through like a sandwich. Yum. It actually smells really good in here because I've actually already fried them as well, but we're gonna fry them again so you can see that as well. All right, little bit of that, little bit of this, little bit of all that other stuff, you know. It's a spring roll, it's not rocket science, have some fun with it. Change the filling up if you want. I've got a recipe that I'll probably put up of me doing a prawn one as well. It's usually my favorite, but this one is just a crowd pleaser. So that's why we started with the pork spring rolls. Bang. So what we're doing here is I'm just folding each corner in so you get like a third of the pastry, a third of the pastry and a third underneath. Then rolling it pretty tight all the way up, sealing it with that little bit of egg wash, and we're good. All right, we're good. We're gonna fry this up so that you can have a look at how they're fried. But if you have any questions in regards to rolling techniques or spring rolls or wrappers and such, leave a comment below because I would love to hear from you. This is where you're gonna find me forever now because, yeah, that's what I do now. I'm just gonna do the quick cleanup. We'll get the fryer out and we'll fry some more of these bad boys up. With oil, this might be still hot because I literally just took it off like 5 minutes ago. But if it's not, what you're looking for is when you put your chopsticks into the oil, it will start to bubble. It's not doing it yet. Or if you put a piece of pastry in, it takes about 15 seconds for it to start to brown. That's the perfect temperature. You're looking at about 175, 185, somewhere in between. Temperature will drop and rise depending on if the oil has anything in it. So obviously when you put some of the spring rolls in, it brings the temperature of the oil down. So it's fine if the oil is a tiny bit hot, but just remember temperature control, very, very important. That's not even close. I'm joking, don't do that. Never ever put your hand into hot oil. That is just not smart. Now that we've got that covered. So, chopsticks in. Starts to bubble, which it is bubbling profusely actually. So this is definitely ready to go. Spring rolls will go in. They'll take about 2 to 3 minutes depending on the temperature of the oil. The bad boy will probably take about 4 to 5 minutes because it's double the size. But I'm just gonna chuck these guys in. You don't want to overcrowd because if you overcrowd your pot of oil, it will drop the temperature too fast and you'll end up with soggy spring rolls that aren't crunchy. No one wants a soggy spring roll. Oh, they smell yum. So I'm back. I just washed some lettuce, some Vietnamese mint and some coriander. basically these are the herbs that I would have with this. It's spring rolls, you can eat them like they are, but this makes them taste so much better. It's fresh and lively and delicious. I'm gonna spoon some of the Nook Mum into a little dip. Or a ramekin, like you don't have to call it a dip. I've got the spring rolls, which I'll, give it a little bit of love, show it a little bit of attention. They've been sitting here ready for me, so yeah, a little bit of love. Or not, whatever really. Pile them high. Like these will go in a second if you try these yourself. So pile them high. This is basically my spring rolls, so jayotet, which is the Vietnamese way to say it. I'll show you how to eat it as well because it's pretty easy. You just grab some lettuce, Vietnamese mint. Now, a lot of people when they do this, they go like, oh yeah, cool, got my herbs. No, load it. Like make sure you have your herbs. Like the more the better. You need that freshness, you need it to be abundant. This is what Vietnamese cooking is all about. So you don't want to kind of like be stingy on the herbs, like heaps. If you don't like coriander, don't put it in. Like I always talk through it, if you don't like coriander, don't put it in. No one's forcing you to. Grabbing the spring roll, little dip, and then into your big mouth. Oh my God. Oh my God, this makes me so happy. So good. I bet you there's herbs all through my teeth right now. I don't want to talk because I don't want you to see the herbs in my teeth. I reckon I've got it. So, really fresh from the herbs. Obviously, you get a little bit of spicy notes and pepperiness from the Vietnamese mint. That obviously flavour of mint that comes through it. Really nice because of how sweet the spring rolls are. Nice texture from spring rolls because the outside's crunchy and then you get like those bits of mushroom inside that are quite bouncy. Still warm, the sauce finishes off well. Nice bit of heat, not too much, even though the sauce itself is quite hot, this one, because of the bird's eye chilies that I threw in there. When you eat it all together, that's not the flavour you get. It's not just heat throughout. It's a really nice balance. It's really simple, like give it a go. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these really simple at-home style recipes, stuff that I would have grown up with or that maybe you've grown up with and you wanted me to have a go at. So comment below, tell me what you want to see next, what you want me to cook, and we'll go from there. And because I'm new, remember to subscribe, to link, to send across to your friends, make them subscribe. It's hard to sell yourself, isn't it? Yeah, make them subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.